It's a little bit of everything. I like to experiment with people's fears, see what motivates them, what scares them. And at the same time, I also sometimes mock the whole sensationalism of it all anyways. Sometimes it seems like I'm trying to be shocking, but I'm mocking the fact that people take it so shocking. Shock point's never been the point. It's just sometimes easier to get things across to people if you say it in a way that gets their attention more than something else would.
Yeah. So you sort of intentionally bring it way over the top. So play with it. Play with the image. Yeah. And the embodiment of fears, or trying to face your fears through what you do. And in a way, if you embody your fear, you almost have some sort of control over your fears.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way that I've always overcome things that terrified me, by becoming them. And you know, hopefully, if people who like our music can learn from that, maybe I shared something with them that means something to them. You know, that's the most that I can try and do, is to make people think.
And confront stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. What is, like, your biggest fear?
Of myself, I guess. Fear of losing control, because I like so many times to put myself very close to chaos, but that makes me appreciate control even more.
Do you feel like you've got control over the chaos, or is it just an attempt at it?
That's an everyday battle, you know, which makes life worth living. If it wasn't that way, it would be pretty boring.
I was reading somewhere, I think it was in Option magazine, you were talking about the idea, or you believe in the idea of survival of the fittest and social Darwinism, about being strong. But how does that reflect into society? How the idea that society tries to take care of the weak, is that a pointless pursuit?
I just think it's something that people need to think about more. In America, through the part of Christianity, we're raised to love everybody. And I think when you love everyone, that really depreciates the value of love. You know, the things that I love, I would die for and I care deeply for. But I couldn't say that I loved everything, or it would have no value. And the same thing goes for hate.
If it was all hate, there would be...
Sure.
You're talking about the whole cosmos.
You need it all.
Yeah. Sort of a Taoist idea.
A little bit,
yeah. You come from Florida, and that's one of the most conservative states in America. Do you think that has anything to do with your work? Trying to go against that sort of censorship?
Florida's, you know, got a great responsibility in why I exist the way I do, because it's a state where it's very sunny, everyone's having a good time and going to the beach and tourists. And if you're smart enough to realize that life's not just about that, you're going to build up some resentment. And the way that I put that to good use is by making music. Some other people may, you know, take it out in a different way, and that's where you end up with Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy and people like that. But I think there's no real difference between artists and killers. I think that's the way that they're expressing their art. You know, it's not necessarily the right way, but they weren't lucky enough to figure out a good avenue like people like us have. Powerful, maybe less offensive on the surface.
What do you think the message is? If there is one that you could...
Everybody's going to pick their own, but I think I like to tell people the way I see the world, and if they can learn something from it, then that makes a difference. But I think the bottom line would be to be what you want to be, and don't try and fit into something that everyone else wants you to be. You know, the world is as much as you want to make it. You know, and if you want to make it your way, that's the way you should make it.
Are you ever aggravated at misinterpretations of your work?
No, because you know, confusion is also a great form of communication. So at least if they're talking about it, that's important.
Trent Reznor produced the album, and also Vancouver's David Ogilvy did some remixes. He did a lot of work with Skinny Puppy.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of Skinny Puppy? Or what are your musical favorites?
The stuff I'm listening to now, I went to the Pulp show last night.
Oh, you did?
Which most people didn't expect. But I kind of liked it. It wasn't so bad.
Yeah. Alice Cooper?
Yeah, Stooges, Ziggy Stardust, Black Sabbath.
And all the people that you cover, their material.
Yeah.
Like Screaming Jay and Patti Smith.
Yes, definitely.
And, you know, it's really, it's neat sitting here talking to you, because I was expecting somebody that was way more sort of in your space, and you're very sort of, very grounded and well-spoken.
There's a time and a place for everything, I think.
Yeah.
You need to communicate in different ways at different circumstances, and, you know, I don't think it would be appropriate for me to throw around stools and break things right now.
And you've